Yeah. A Buddhist monastery was excavated in Hazaribagh of Jharkhand recently. A Buddhist monastery. In the recent excavations in Hazaribagh district of Jharkhand, earlier it was in Bihar, Jharkhand, a Buddhist monastery was found. There, they unearthed 5 Buddha statues. 5 Buddha statues. The significant point of these 5 Buddha statues was all were in Bhumisparsha Mudra. That means no, they were touching the ground. Bhumisparsha, they were touching the earth. They were all in that mudra. All are in same mudra. They thought it's an example for Vajrayana Buddhism. Vajrayana Buddhism, I told you about Mahayana and Hinayana. This Vajrayana Buddhism is nothing but a Tantric Buddhism is called Vajrayana Buddhism, mystic Buddhism. Dalai Lama is an example for Mahayana Buddhism plus Tantric Buddhism. It is in Sitamari hills of Jharkhand. Sitamari, S-I-T-A, Sitaghadi, G-H-A-D-I. Then recently in Tumkur, Krishnadevaraya's death date was found through excavations. It is decided as 17th October 29. Vijayanagara Empire, he is the king of Vijayanagara Empire, he is called Abhinava Bhoja. The significance of that is only recently there was a dispute on the date of death of Krishnadevaraya. There were many discussions now happened for months together. Ultimately, people have agreed that no, they have agreed on a common date, that is 17th October 1529. Then, coming again now, UNESCO, tangible sites, intangible sites. See, recently, 2 tangible heritage sites, UNESCO World Heritage Sites, tangible heritage sites, 2 are nominated. In 2020, a dossier is sent for agreement and consensus. It recommended 2 places to be included in UNESCO's World Heritage Sites. I told you there were 37 already. Out of that, 1 is mixed. So 30 are cultural, 7 are architectural. Now these 2 sites, they are not till they are not added into the list. A proposal made by World UNESCO that these 2 can also be added into this. These 2 are Shantiniketan is one. The culture of Shantiniketan. That is the thing. Second is Hoysala art of Karnataka. Hampi, Halebeedu, these temple complex, that is ensemble of sacred ensemble at Halebeedu, that belongs to Hoysala architecture, because Hoysala architecture is different from Nagara architecture. This Hoysala architecture also UNESCO is thinking to bring under cultural heritage. Moving on to Ek Jila, Ek Shilp, Ek Jila, Ek Shilp. It's a slogan of MP. They wanted every district in MP state has to have one significant art form, and this trait is to be promoted. State government concentrates on focusing local traditional art of each district. First exhibition they have conducted, they called it as Rag Bhopali. Rag Bhopali is the first such exhibition conducted by MP government to promote Zari Zardosi craft of Bhopal. Zari Zardosi. What is this Zardosi work? It's a Persian word for gold embroidery. Zardosi is a gold embroidery. It's a 17th century art. It's promoted by King. Decline happened in Aurangzeb's period. Zardosi is a gold thread beads also they can take. With this, the work can happen on cloth. It can be sari or any cloth, no, which for various occasions, when a special cloth is to be embroidered, generally Zardosi used to be the Mughal patronized art form. At the same time, Ashoka started, Mughals promoted, Aurangzeb ended it. Then Kamdani is another art form. This is the needlework, particularly happens for scarves, wheels, and then caps. Meena work is small enamel work, enamel work resemblance. It's not real enamel, but when light falls on that meenakari, automatically it glitters. That is the Meena work. I'm saying since Zari Zardosi has come, I am also telling other art forms like Kamdani and Meena work. Going to Yakshagana, next point, Yakshagana. Yakshagana is a theatrical art form of Karnataka. This is related to Bhakti movement. Puranas and then Puranas are generally enacted into the Yakshagana style. Vaishnava Bhakti movement, 11th and 15th Yakshaganas were famous then. Narahari Tirtha is the sage who started this Yakshagana form in Udupi for the first time. Makeup would be there, and vibrant color costumes they use, headgears they use. That is the costume designed for Yakshagana. Predominantly it's in Kannada, but parts of Malayalam and then in Tulu language also Yakshaganas can be seen. Next is Eri Silk. Eri Silk I mentioned yesterday. It's an Assam government wants to promote. Why this Eri Silk now again I am mentioning? For the first time, government, every state government gives liveries to the 4th class employees. That means the drivers, the chowkidars, attendants, helpers, these kind of government employees, they get liveries from the government. Every government gives. Now that means 2 pairs of shirt and pant. State government according to their attire. Each state government they give a different kind of it, but these facilities will be given. They give shoes also. They give caps also. Here, Assam government to promote Eri silk, because it's a handmade and ahimsa silk, they wanted to give shirt, shawl, and stole. Stole is the one you wear in the neck. Shirt, stole, and shawl. They wanted to give Eri silk material to 4th employees to promote handmade and khadi. Okay. Then archaeological discovery. Just now I told you in Indonesia, a place called an island called Sulawesi, Sulawesi. Sulawesi is an island valley in Indonesia. There they found a 45,500 years ago painting they have seen in the cave art. That is a life-sized wild warty pig was the animal they have drawn there. Drawing something was very much common during icy rock art age. They used ochre, that means a red to brick red kind of a paint for painting this warty pig. Ajanta caves, since caves have come, I mentioned Ajanta, Ellora, these also. Ajanta, Aurangabad in Maharashtra, you find these caves, and these are all fresco paintings. During dying princess, Apsaras, and preaching Buddha, these are the forms now you can see. These are paints you can see there. Ellora is almost near to Aurangabad. Again, Khajuraho, this Ajanta. It's a large monolithic excavation in the world in the form of a great kalasha can be seen in Ellora. Elephanta caves, they are in Mumbai, near Mumbai. And here also here also excavations happened in Elephanta caves. Cave art can be found here also. Bhimbekta, yesterday I told you, Bhimbekta. Bhimbekta is again between Hoshangabad and Bhopal, MP. It's in the foothills of Vindhya. Yesterday I told you Vindhyacharpura. Oldest painting group is called, no, this is the group as a group, no, you find Bhimbekta is the oldest painting group. But whereas this Warty pig we found in Sulawesi of Indonesia is the oldest single cave painting. Moving on to Gavi Gangadhareswara temple. Gavi Gangadhareswara. It is in Bangalore. It's an example of Indian rock cut architecture. Significance of this temple is on each Sankranti day, sunlight directly falls on the Shivalinga. That is the significance of this temple. In 2021, after 50 years, the tradition was broken for the first time because it was a cloudy day. Light did not fall on the Shivalinga on that day. That is the difference. It is called Gavipuram Cave Temple also. And Shiva is cut into a monolithic stone. It is in Bangalore. It is a 16th century edifice built by Kempe Gowda, the king of Bangalore, Karnataka. Then Kakati Devi temple. Next point. Kakati Devi temple is again called Balusalamma temple. Balusalamma is nothing but another incarnation of Durga. Balusalamma temple. It belongs to Kakatiya dynasty of 13th century. Ganapati Deva was the king then. Rudrama Devi also belongs to Kakatiya dynasty. It is in coastal Andhra Pradesh near Amaravati, a place called Dharanipota. In Dharanipota, this sitting posture Balusalamma sculpture was found. This goddess has got, Balusalamma has got 8 hands, each hand now had with one weapon, and it was in a Padmasana sitting position. The importance of Kakatiya dynasty is that was the first dynasty who thought of agriculture and drinking water. They have built an interconnection of various tanks, both for agriculture as for drinking purposes. 1000 Pillar Temple in Warangal, Ramappa Temple near Hanamakonda, Golconda Fort. Golconda Fort, building Golconda Fort was also started during Kakatiya period. So these are all other significant architectural places done by Kakatiya dynasty. So I'm coming to the last point of today. I'm talking about Birsa Munda. Birsa Munda is a tribal leader. Prime Minister recently gave tributes to Birsa Munda on his birth anniversary on 15th November. Birsa Munda is a folk hero, tribal leader, tribal freedom fighter. He fought against British. He united all tribal people, and he fought against, like our Alluri Sitaramaraju, Birsa Munda is again a tribal leader who fought for the tribals and also against the British. He started a millenarian movement, Millennarian. He started a millenarian movement in Bihar and Jharkhand. What is this millenarian movement? Christian missionaries under British Empire started converting Hindus to Christianity by giving free clothes, food, and then education, such kind of facilities. Birsa Munda started a movement called Millenarian Movement against converting Hindus to Christianity by British people. He is also called Dharti Abba, that means father of earth, earth father. Then he started reforming the tribal culture, asking the tribal society to not have belief in witchcraft, staying away from alcohol, and belief in God, faith in God, observing a code of conduct. These were the reforms he wanted to bring in tribal community, and he succeeded to some extent in bringing them in an order. His movement, his faith in him was called as Birsite forces, faith, Birsait. Birsite force means faith in the principles of Birsa Munda. He started a movement against the British that is called ULGULEM. Ulgulem. Ulgulen is the movement now started by Birsa Munda against British. With this, I am starting with this. Majority of the topics covered in the newspapers under art and culture, I have taken down, but some other sources, if at all another 10-15, if they find another from other sources, if I can collect another 10 to 15, I would be in subsequent lectures, in between lectures, or no, they happen to be more in number, I will be covering them in one more lecture. So in today's content, please interact if you got now any clarifications required.
Any doubts, Sai?
Yeah.
Sai, Pratyusha? Any doubts?
No, sir. But, sir, Murli Krishna, sir, we need the notes, sir, for this current affairs part. 60 points, we require notes, sir. Some of the spelling mistakes maybe happen. When we are noting down, we missed some points when you are teaching. We require for that, sir.
Let me see.
Yes, sir?
Yeah, let me see.
Okay, sir. If it is handwritten notes also, we can do that. No problem.
See, my problem is that if I write on my own, next day I will not be able to read what I have written. Mind races fast compared to hand, that's the problem.
Yes.
And not in the habit of writing now for the past 40 years.
Sai, you can go through the YouTube.
I will try to do that. Let me see.
Yeah, they can go through the YouTube because immediately it will be on YouTube.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. You can now go through the lecture once again. You can correct it.
Yeah. And note down the points. Yeah.
And CCRT website for art and art, culture was very good, sir. You had suggested it.
Okay.
There was a very forms like what you had taught us.
Okay.
Everything was there, sir.
That book of Nitin Singhania is a standard book for art and culture.
Okay.
People generally go by that book. Everybody follows Nitin Singhania. So, but it's a vast book. I try to make it now more simplified.
Padma, do you have any doubts? Padma?
No, sir.
Padma Chepama?
No, sir.
Any doubts and leva?
No, sir. Just
Sir.
only few spelling mistakes, sir. So I'll go through the lecture once again. And no doubt.
Immediately, I'll put it on YouTube. You can go through the lecture once again.
Correct.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Shall we
Thank
end
you.
the
Thank
session,
you.
sir?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear students. We will meet next Saturday.